Thank you for staying with us on TV 360 Nigeria. We've been bringing you live updates from the Lekki Toll Gate in Lagos, where two protests had been billed to take place today. Now, before we take you to the toll gate, let's bring you some of the latest updates regarding the Lagos protest. One of the prominent youths in the fight against police brutality and extrajudicial killings in the country, Rinu Oduala, has stepped down from the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry and Restitution set up to investigate cases of police brutality in the state. Oduala announced the decision in a series of tweets on Friday, saying it is obvious that the government is only out to use them as for performative actions. Oduala and Majekodumi Temitokwe were sworn in on the panel on October 27, 2020, to represent the youth in the wake of the nationwide #EndSARS protest. While thanking the government for the invitation and some of the successes recorded from the panel, she, however, said she would not be part of a cover-up. And last week, the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry probing SARS-related abuses approved the reopening of the toll gate, which has been shut since October 20 last year following the shooting of protesters at the plaza. But some youths under the aegis of #Occupy Lekki Toll Gate announced protests to kick against the reopening, saying without justice for victims, the toll gate should not be reopened, while another group, which appears to be in support of the reopening, also announced plans to embark on a counter-protest #Defend Lagos. Meanwhile, the initiator of the Defend Lagos protest, Alabiola Dimeji, says the group has suspended its counter-protest, which is expected or which was scheduled to hold at the Lekki Toll Gate today. He disclosed this at a press conference hosted on his Facebook page, noting that the suspension was necessitated by the assurances of the federal and state governments that no protest would be allowed to take place. Oladimeji, however, warned that the Defend Lagos would organize a huge protest if security operatives allow the #Occupy Lekki Toll Gate campaigners to hold their planned protest. He explained that although depressing, the plan to protest was never for personal benefits, but to ensure that no destruction occurred in Lagos State. Now, what we do know from the Lekki Toll Plaza is that there is a heavy security presence right there at the moment in order to prevent any form of demonstrations and to allow for free flow of traffic within the Lekki axis. Also, some persons have been arrested, including popular comedian Debo Adebayo, also known as Mr. Macaroni. Some of the arrested persons who spoke to TV 360 earlier said they were not at the scene to protest, but were picked up by security operatives while going about their regular activity. But let's now cross over to our correspondent Tunji Oye to give us more updates live from the scene. Thank you, Tunji, for keeping your hands on ground for us on this. Now, what's the situation like now?
Well, thank you very much, Oye. The situation is still as the same since around 7:30 in the morning that we've been here. Well, apart from the couple of guys that were arrested, nothing really is happening here. But I need to tell you that I told you earlier on when we came online that we had rumors that at 12 noon the protesters will emerge. And I think the police authorities also have that intelligence, because some minutes after 11 o'clock in the morning, a detachment of police came in again. That you have about let's say 50 policemen moved in, and they have been positioned strategically, probably ahead of that 12 noon. And this 12 noon, this is where we are now, and nothing is really happening. Of course, I know there have been trending pictures online of the way the people are arrested, and I think what people actually are seeing, the pictures that is online, at least is enough. At least it's the show of force by the police is enough to warn any protester to stay away. And that's the situation right now. It is 12 noon, and you can see journalists are in that angle. Everybody is patiently waiting for 12 noon to see what will happen. The journalists, the policemen, but for now we are not seeing any protester coming out from anywhere. So I suppose, of course, the picture has been out, the videos has been out, people that were arrested, and I think the protester probably must have a rethink that it's not going to be business as usual. This time around, the police are fully ready. The police have instruction to clamp down on any protester.
Tunji, we've seen some level of force being used by security operatives in arresting some of the persons at that at the Lekki today. So what exactly is happening right now? Is that preventing people from going about their regular activities or what?
Well, if yeah, there are some show of force here. The situation right now here is that if you are not, as I said, if you are not a journalist and you are not a police officer, for your own safety, you are not expected to be here. I tell you why. Now, the police are arresting anybody that is working here on probably suspicion that may be a protester. And if peradventure you have anything on you that look like something like dreadlock, a guy was just arrested some few minutes ago, he was on dreads, or a crazy gene, or a tattoo, or you dye your hair, you are a potential suspect. So don't please walk around the toll gate today because you will be arrested. As a matter of fact, a lady journalist was being arrested until some other journalists intervened because she has a colored hair. But she is a journalist. Her phone has been collected before the other journalists intervened that she is one of us. So anything that can sell you out that you are not looking decent or anything and you are not a journalist, you will definitely be arrested at the toll gate. So I think people already understand that, and you really can't see anybody walking along this path unless you are in your car or you are in a public transport. So you can't walk through leg around here. The police is suspecting anybody and everybody that is not a journalist or is not a security agent.
But Tunji, what do you make of those arrests? Because if persons are arrested based on their appearance, this exactly is part of the reasons or part of the things that spurred the hashtag #EndSARS protest in the first place. You cannot just pick somebody up because you think they appear like protesters or they appear like criminals.
Well, yeah, you are right. The arrest, some, is it that way? Some are already saying it's an illegal arrest. Some are saying, well, after interrogation, some actually that were arrested admitted that they came for a protest. But we don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if that arrest is legal or illegal. Some say we came for a protest. We came to see if there will be a protest. We want to be part of the process. I don't know if that's amount to already violating the law. But what the point is that government, the Lagos State government, the federal government, they are not ready to take chances. And the best thing is to nip this at the bud. So by the time they allow people to start gathering on the name of freedom, so I guess they feel, and gradually in 1, in 2, in 3, it may become a crowd that will not be able to control. So as they suspect you, you are arrested and you are whisked away. So the news will go around, and anybody that is thinking of coming for protest will definitely stay back. So it's just been like that here since morning. So we are still waiting. We are expecting the protesters to show up, but they are not showing up. Of course, I have a colleague of mine here, Victor. I have a colleague of mine here. We've been here together since morning, a journalist, and we've been here all day. And just like I said earlier in the day, it doesn't look like we are going to have any protest again here today.
Well, like I said earlier on, I think it's just common wisdom that the protesters shoot their swords and take into cognizance the effect of flouting the state's order of not stepping out here at the Lekki Toll Gate to carry out our planned protest. But it also goes to show that the police may have won today. Yes, today is their day. I mean, but that's for now because we don't know what's going to happen next few hours from now. But so far, I think it's peaceful. Everyone is going about their business like nothing is happening. And the only defect is the fact that some of these people that were picked up until now, we don't have any tangible information or explanation from the police force why they were picked up. But be that as it may, I think whoever does not have any business, like I always say, should stay away. And even if you want to do anything here, you should have an identity card to prove that you actually work somewhere or you are this person. But basically, I think it's been okay. The atmosphere has been calm, and even the journalists themselves are tired. You realize that earlier we had a lot of them on the road here, but for now they're no longer here. Yeah.
What? I don't know if you heard about it. Where unconfirmed reports said it seems there are protests somewhere else on the island, in Victoria Island. I don't know. Do you hear about any other protest?
No idea yet. No idea. No idea. I don't think so. I don't think anyone is protesting anywhere. But I think we have the CP right now, right about now, and I'm pretty sure you'd be interested to speak with the CP right now.
Okay. The Lagos State Commissioner of Police, I think, is just coming in, and we may have to go to him live and see what is happening there. Is probably will grant us interview because of course nobody has spoken to journalists since morning, and we've been trying to speak to security agents, but nobody is granting interview. But I think the Lagos State Commissioner of Police around. Let's we are going towards there to see if we can have a word with him. Oh, it's already full crowd. Let's see. Let's see if we can. It's already okay. I think he's speaking already. Yes. Okay.
I'm still moving around. Everywhere now. After I finish that tour of inspection, I can now come and it's going to be the half-assad one or half information or so. So I appreciate you, please. Thank you.
Oye, I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you, Tunji. Were you able to pick anything from what the commissioner said?
Yes, the commissioner is just telling us that he's been around Lagos, he's been to Ikeja, he's been to the island, that is going towards Lekki Aja to ensure that everywhere in Lagos is peaceful. And he is saying it is after he must have finished touring all the areas in Lagos, all the flashpoints, that he will now address the media fully. So that's the information he just passed across. You can still see he's still here, conferring with his people. So he's been going around. He just told us in a very brief interview that we have to go around. That after going around, after seeing that everything is peaceful and calm, then it will be available to speak to the press.
Very quickly now, Tunji,
So,
before I let you go, I also want to get your opinion on this. We've seen where persons were being chased by the police. We could literally call it a rat race. We've seen persons being chased. I said, Tunji, we've seen videos where persons were being chased by the police. And of course, the people are still going about driving around that axis. So what's the mood like for commuters? Is there any form of tense situation around that axis?
Yeah, for commuters driving, of course, you can't just walk on foot past this place as a sailor. For those driving past, they can see what is going on. And some of them already know there's a flash point. As a matter of fact, for those that have driven past this place, some of them are not willing to even pass through this place again because you can see they are saying, it's a serious matter. So they understand that they are afraid that there may be a breakdown of law and order anytime. They don't know what will happen. So there is a little apprehension on the faces of commuters passing here. You can see it on their faces and they are surprised. They never knew there would be this massive deployment of officers around here, which is very okay. So everybody is keeping calm. Of course, nobody will want to protest in this kind of situation. It's not reasonable enough to do that. So your commuters are a little bit tense, but everything is calm. If you have no business, you don't need to be here. If you're in your car, just drive past gently. So there is no reason to stop and look at what is going on. And especially if you are not you don't have any ID card or you are not well dressed, please just come around this area and not with a dreadlocks, not with a crazy jean, not with a tattoo. Those are potential suspects.
Well, thank you very much, Tunji, for bringing us details and happenings around the Lekki Toll Gate. That was our correspondent, Tunji, staying there on top of the situation at the Lekki area of Lagos State. Please stay with us on TV360 Nigeria as we bring you more updates as it unfolds. We'll take another short break here and be back with more details.